Good morning and welcome to Nora's Dog Training Company. We're here today with your girl Charlie and with Fred, and what we're going to be demonstrating for you today on video is her ability to understand and respond to her formal obedience commands, the correction and the motivation that we give the puppies when we're working with them, and the training equipment that we're using. Fred is using a regular 6-foot web training leash, and he keeps the bulk of the leash folded in his right hand. That leaves the left hand free to give the correction. And the only correction that we give here at the school is a little tug and let go on the training collar. And that is the second piece of equipment that we're using. She will come home with her very own training equipment, and you'll be taught how to use that properly during your follow-up training session. Excuse the sirens, oh my goodness. Charlie is sitting, in spite of the sirens, very nicely at Fred's left, which is where all of our obedience training is done. And the first exercise that they're going to demonstrate for you is heeling. The command is Charlie, heel, and at this point Charlie has a job to do, and that is to maintain pace with you, walking nicely at your left, and each time that you stop your feet, she's been taught to sit automatically without being told to wait for her next command. So when you're walking down the street and you stop to cross traffic or you stop to talk to a neighbor, Charlie should be seated nicely at your left, not jumping all over the place, but sitting quietly and waiting for her next command. And the next command that we're going to demonstrate for you is the sit-stay. The stay is a hand and a voice command, and because it is a stationary exercise, it is a one-word command. You can practice this indoors as well as outdoors. You're going to start out at about 30 seconds and work up to 3 minutes. When Fred returns back to her, he will walk all the way around her, ending all the way back up around to where they started. Everything starts and stops at heel position, and he gave her some praise, and they take off heeling again. And proper heeling or proper walking on a leash is great for the family because you can take her places with you, and you know that she's going to be under control and that you're going to be able to have her attention no matter what's going on, sirens and all. And Fred's going to leave her in another sit-stay. Practice your stay exercises right in your living room as well as outside, because this helps to develop her focus and attention span. This time, Fred will heel her out of that because she broke her stay. He takes her back around and has her sit again, leaves her in a stay. And this time, instead of returning back to her, we're going to demonstrate the come on command. It's Charlie, come, in a happy voice. She comes right in front and sits facing your knees, and that avoids her jumping all over you. So all of these commands have a place in practical application in your life. This isn't just to show you that your dog can walk on a leash. All of these commands we're going to teach you how to use them in your everyday living situations. Fred leaves her in another sit-stay, and we're going to demonstrate that recall or come on command again. You use her name, you lighten your tone of voice, and she comes right in front, and she should sit facing your knees. And then she should go back around to heel position and sitting. Boy, everybody's out in their yards today. It's a nice day. We have lots of distractions. And Fred takes off heeling with her again. Now the next exercises that we're going to want to be showing you are her down commands, and there are 2. With your dog seated at your left, you take your left open palm, push it straight down toward the ground, and give the one-word command to down and stay. The long down stay when you're practicing at home is for 3 minutes, working up to 5 minutes. So when you get her home, start out at about 2, increase it by about 10 seconds a day. Again, these stationary exercises are awesome for helping to develop self-control. When Fred returns back to her, he will walk all the way around her, just as he did on the sit-stay, as an additional distraction, ending up all the way back around to heel. He gives her a little pat for praise. At that point, she knows she's been released from the exercise, and they're going to demonstrate that exercise again for you. Open flat of your palms, straight down toward the ground, and the one-word command to down. That was Charli being fresh, the way she flopped into that down. And Fred, you saw her get up, and Fred said no, and she went right back down. She immediately knew she wasn't supposed to do that. So lengthen out your stationary exercises. This time, instead of returning to her, Fred will call her out of that exercise. She comes right up front, and she should sit. And then she goes back to heel and back to sit. Very nice. Now the next exercise that we're going to demonstrate for you is your down from a distance. This is a little bit harder exercise, but all of these exercises exercise her mind as well as her body. So you want to practice, practice, practice. Fred turns to face her on the end of the leash. He's going to use his right hand to give the command, and she goes down from a distance. And you can lengthen out your distance on that command as well. Now we've demonstrated for you all of Charli's formal obedience commands, your healing, your automatic sits, your stays, your down from a distance, and your come. These are the exercises that we're going to be going over with you when she comes home, and we're going to be teaching you how to use them at home. She's been great here at school. We've enjoyed her. She's very bright. She's a fast study. So thank you for choosing Nora's Dog Training Company, and welcome home.